Welcome to Life is Good. I'm Heather McEwen, your ever-loving hostess, and guess where we are today?
He rocks in the treetop all the day long, hopping and a bopping and a singing his song. All the little birds on Jaybird Street love to hear the robin go tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin, tweet, tweet, rockin' Robin.
I've got Janet Honeck here with us today. We met 4 years ago after the publication of Janet's book. We met on the Northern Star, so we're repeating history here. But we're going to talk about something very special. We're going to talk about living on the road.
Nomads.
Nomads, actual nomads who have time in this nomadic existence to train service dogs and to help the communities where they rest their little trailers, and to write books and to do all the things that you and I would love to do, but we stay at home and just let them go by. And how big is your bus?
Our motorhome is 35 feet long.
Okay, and we'll talk about that. Anyway, as you look out on Lake Memphremagog, you see Newport at its best. You get to see it every day.
Every day.
And is this your favorite spot in the world?
Yes. Well, this is our summer spot.
Every summer.
Yeah.
I'm very glad. So, we'll be right back. We're going to see the inside of this wonderful, wonderful motorhome, which is a marvel in efficiency, has more space than you'd think possible,
Right.
and is so well decorated and fabulous. I mean, I would move in, but that would displace these people. Anyway, be right back.
Heather, I'd like to invite you and your audience into my home.
It's an absolutely beautiful place. We'll be right behind you.
All righty. And as you come in, be sure to see our dogs on our slide.
It's called a slide because it comes out of the camper
Yes.
and gives you 3 feet extra or 2
Yes.
feet extra.
Yes.
Okay, I'm right behind you.
All righty. So this is my home. As you can see, I have 2 slides that make the space double the size it is when it closes up. Let me turn on more lights.
Okay. Open your arms wide, stand in the middle of the room, and we'll just see the vast expanse. Now, Janet is 7 foot 2 inches tall. So this is a really big house.
With 2-foot arms.
Yeah, right. This is amazing. It's so beautiful. I mean,
Yes.
really, you never think when you pass these things that they could offer such gorgeous amenities.
I have a fireplace for those chilly mornings or cozy nights.
That is a huge fireplace.
Isn't that nice? And it puts out heat.
Right.
And then we, of course, have a large TV, but we don't watch TV very much.
Well, you live your life. You don't watch your life.
Right. Well, a lot of times what we'll do is take our photographs and let them display on the TV so that as we're sitting here, we're seeing places we've been.
Oh.
So.
And I must comment on your art.
Oh, yes.
You've just switched it up to something smaller, you say, but each one has a memory.
It does.
What is this one?
Actually, this one is Carlsbad, California. We lived out there for several years, right by the coast. The one above it is a pencil drawing by an artist named Herzog.
Herzog, my goodness, that's a Hungarian.
Oh, I'm not quite sure what his background is, but he did some beautiful artwork, and this was a pencil drawing that I was drawn to. And I gave it to my parents one year for their anniversary, and then when both of them passed away, I took it back, and now I have that memory.
That's nice.
Yes.
And the one above your head?
We got that in Istanbul.
I was going to say Iran.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
the colors are muted. What
Isn't
material is that?
I don't
Paper
know.
of some sort, eh?
Yeah, it could be.
It's kind of like the
But-
paper they use in Asian homes that separate rooms.
Could be.
I love it.
Yeah.
It's gentle.
Very different.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, and then of course our stained glass window.
Who does the stained glass in your family?
Well, my mother did, but this was not a piece of hers. This was an artist in Norfolk, Virginia that I commissioned to do this piece.
And what does it mean to you? It's a butterfly that stands out.
Well, the butterfly has been added. I loved the colors. I loved the symmetry or non-symmetry of it.
Asymmetry.
Yeah. I just fell in love with it.
And no wonder.
Yeah.
It moves.
So I've had that probably for 50 years.
50 years.
Yeah.
Hard to believe, and you are only 31. Now, what is this?
Oh, well, this is our dinette set. The table actually slides out and in so that we push it all the way in for traveling, but we can seat actually 4 people there. And this is where we spend our mornings.
Reading the paper?
Yeah, well, the paper is on an iPad because we don't
Which paper
collect
do you read? The New
paper
York
things.
Times?
No, I actually do the Norfolk paper, Virginia Pilot, because that's the area that my son's in.
Oh, that's
So I keep up with his news.
nice. You have something to discuss with your son. That's
Yes.
very charming of you.
Yes. And then I have a full kitchen.
One thing Janet told me to continue is that these are slides. And you can see right up on the wall here, there's sort of a partition. Well, all of this enormous piece comes in about 3 feet. This, with the television, the fireplace, no, the television and the fireplace stay there.
They stay.
But this, where you see the corner, the slide comes back in all the way to where you see Janet standing now.
Right about here. Mm-hmm.
And that way, everything is reachable in the
Right.
bathroom, the fridge.
The
Everything is.
bedroom. Yeah,
The bedroom.
It closes up so it looks like a bus from the outside.
Yeah.
You know, it's got that slim profile.
Mm-hmm.
But then when we park, we open up to twice the size.
When you come to a campground, do you have to tell them how wide it's going to be so they give you the right parking spot?
When we make our reservation, sometimes they ask, but most campgrounds can accommodate just about any size. It's when you go to the campgrounds that are like right across from New York City and New Jersey, and they're just a parking lot. Sometimes we don't open up both our slides.
Welcome to Walmart.
No, Walmart we've opened up.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I've got to say, I'm
Yeah.
thrilled that they offer their parking lot to people because sometimes
That
it's
is
the only
nice.
one people can get.
Yes.
Because
yes.
it does cost quite a bit to become a member of a KOA, Campgrounds
those
of
are
America,
expensive.
or
Yeah.
any other
Yeah.
nationalized campground society.
Mhm.
It's incredibly expensive to join, and yes, you can always get in, and yes, you follow their rules, but nobody ever gets their money's worth, I don't think, unless they actually do live full-time in a camper.
Well, there's a lot of campgrounds that cater to families vacationing. And so that's what they're going there for. They're going, so there's a swimming pool, there's slides, playgrounds, games, things to do. And so that all costs money, and they charge more because they offer amenities.
Okay.
Well, we don't need those amenities
but
because
you
we
don't go
like
down
to
the slide?
No, we don't go down the slide. But, you know, so we'll go out biking or we'll go out kayaking, but that's all our things.
Yeah.
We're not using any of theirs. So we don't need those amenities.
Okay, well, I'm following you.
Okay. So we come down,
Fridge. Oh my golly.
we've got a full-size fridge.
Why
just
don't you open it up and I'll see what you have in there as I know you cook. Oh, here we are.
I don't have a whole lot. I have a lot of breakfast stuff.
Breakfast is the best meal of the day. Sometimes I eat it 3 times a day.
Well, we just had a breakfast down here at Prouty for all the campers,
Okay.
and although we're not seasonals, which the seasonal people that stay here for the season, they're the ones that put it on to raise money to make improvements here at the campground.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, and we're not seasonals, but we still help.
And
Yeah.
you know everybody.
Where we're meeting them, it's a very friendly place.
I know. I came over the other day and you said, by the way, everyone at my table knows you.
Yes.
And it was people from Montgomery, Vermont, and people from Bakersfield, Vermont, and no, both Montgomery families. That's right. And I knew them both. One of them, I had married them 24 years ago.
Right.
And then the Trihorns, of course, I've known them all their life. Well, all my Vermont life. And they're all here.
Yeah.
So this Prouty Beach campground attracts an awful lot of people from Vermont who really appreciate being here,
Yes.
who don't want to go too far.
Yes. That's very true.
That's right.
That's very true.
Now, I love your bedroom because, well, for many reasons, but especially for this little fella and the story you told me about him.
Oh, yes. This is Ginger.
Mm-hmm.
Ginger's from Alaska. And in Alaska,
Very well behaved.
there's a lot of families that do trapping,
Mm-hmm.
for their
For life?
for their life, for their living. And I was drawn to Ginger not only because she's so beautiful, but she's missing part of her front arm. And
Okay.
I felt that Ginger needed to have a home that would give her a comfortable bed and would love on her and would appreciate her.
And
So,
give her something
yeah.
to look down on from Fox Heaven.
Yeah. So she didn't die in vain.
No, and the trappers in Vermont are humane trappers.
Oh, that's nice.
There's a documentary out now, and on Vermont trappers, and they use a humane. Even if they catch them in the leg, you can just remove it, and they'll run away on all four, very healthy. There's no pain and there's discomfort because they're afraid, but there's no pain, no gouging, no teeth.
Oh, that's
And
good.
I don't know what that trap is made from, but I'm not against it at all because they have to trap to eliminate the population that would overpopulate and then
Yeah.
die of starvation or a disease.
Yeah.
So the trapping in Vermont, I must say, isn't like trapping in other places that I know of.
Good.
Proud of
Good.
Vermont.
Yeah.
And what is this? This is a Native American.
Yes, well, Mello is Native American,
Mm-hmm.
so we do have some Native American things.
And what tribe?
He's Cherokee.
Oh, we have a lot to talk about because I trained for 3.5 years under a Cherokee Creek medicine man.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
how I got all my licenses.
Wow.
Yeah, and I left after 3.5 years. I probably had one molecule of his knowledge that he is born with because of genetic memory.
Right.
So I never knew Mello was Cherokee.
Yeah, he's Cherokee.
Is he from Oklahoma?
No, his grandparents were
Okay, well, Tahlequah.
Tahlequah. Mhm.
Oh, right, that's where I was. Tahlequah, Tulsa. And,
Yeah.
oh, I have to talk to Mello about that. That's so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
We talk about Sparrowhawk.
So, and see, we've got our little boat that's got our golden retriever and moose. Mello is a moose person. And octopus, which is also Mello. And a little
Octopus by Mello.
rubber
What-
duck. I don't know. He just likes octopuses.
Octopuses, okay.
And we have a little rubber duck. And then we have a heart that was given to us when the golden retriever on the slide died.
Yeah.
The flower, the people who arranged the flowers for me gave that to me to remember
That's a
her
beautiful
by.
heart. When did she pass away?
I think it was 3 or 4 years ago, in September. So we're coming up on an anniversary.
Yeah. And here's another view, folks. If you look at the size of that windshield, wait, I'm bending over. If you look at the size of that windshield, you'll realize that it's fantastic for viewing. And one reason that Mello and Janet like to park at Prouty is that they have this amazing view from their gorgeous front window. And how fortunate are we to have people like this who really, really appreciate what we have here in Newport and talk about it all over the country.
Yeah, that's true.
And when we have people leaving Newport feeling very happy about what they've experienced here, we'll get more people from all over the country coming and being a good economic base for all of us, plus educating us in what they do. All right, this is what it looks like from the front. And as you can see, the man of the house is right there. His name is Mello. And he is mellow. Totally relaxed. He's the driver of it all. This is what everything looks like from outside. This is the slide that we were talking about earlier. It's enormous and it just adds so much depth and space to the house. I have to call it a house because it really is.
It is a house.
Yes, it is. It is your home away from home.
It's been our house for almost 10 years.
And what problems do you run into mechanically?
Pretty much the same thing you run into any house. Things just break, need attention. So I repair them. And then the only difference is we take our house to a service center to get the chassis and the engine maintenance done, oil change, things like that. So that's probably the one difference between it and the regular
Does that get done in Delaware? I mean,
that gets done in South Carolina Freightliner built the chassis, and so we take it to a Freightliner, actually their training center in Gaffney, South Carolina. We travel from postcard to postcard. That's our lifestyle.
How many
And-
stops do you make a year to rest?
We've trimmed it down. We're making probably about 50 now.
What?
50 to 60. We were making close to 100. Yeah.
So it was like on the road every day or every 3 days.
No. At 50, it's 350 days.
I know, but I was thinking when you made 100 every 3 days.
Yeah, we were traveling a lot. You
What
know,
did you-
But some would be one night, and then some would be 5 nights. But it all added up to, yeah. I mean, it's not hard. I mean, just coming up here from South Carolina, we're gonna make 20 stops. Just visiting the kids, doing a little bit of traveling. That's not hard to put in 20 stops in a couple of months.
Where do you spend Christmas?
Usually on our own, but I think this year we're going to probably spend it with my daughter.
Really, and where's that?
That's in Winchester, Virginia. So it's about an hour and a half west of Washington, D.C.
Okay, and what is she doing there?
Well, she's just living there and raising her child, and
Okay.
she's just taken a new job. She's working at a cafe right now.
Oh, what a wonderful job.
Yeah.
Especially if you're raising a family.
Yeah, well, and she can walk to work. so
Yeah, you
that's
make
good.
your own hours. You can do all kinds of things. When you're at a cafe, you're also with the local people.
Yeah.
And that's the best way to work.
Well, and she's in a cafe that actually sees a lot of locals that are very involved in the community. So that's a good place to meet people and be part of the community.
Yeah, I like any service industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
Anything at all. It leads you to great education. Mm-hmm. Oh, there's a TV there, too.
Yes.
Yeah,
one-
we had one TV.
Another one we don't use.
In our home in New Mexico, we had one TV in the entire house,
I don't have any.
And-
I live a sheltered life.
and then we got this, and we have 5 TVs.
It came with the...
Four
and
TVs.
It's like, how many bathrooms do you have? We have one bathroom and 4 TVs.
Yes.
Yeah,
and we use one TV, but we barely use it.
right.
So
Yeah, I'm glad to hear that. Of course, you can get NEK-TV or YouTube any old place you go.
Oh yeah. Well, we also have iPads and things like that, so we watch things on that. But typically we're off doing things. I mean, the purpose of the motorhome is to bring us to a location and be comfortable for evening and going to bed and in the mornings, that kind of thing. But the rest, what's that?
Meals.
And some meals, and if there's foul weather days.
I've got to say, you haven't mentioned that you've come here to do a very difficult race. And
Oh.
yesterday I watched you at the beginning of the race.
Yes.
And that will be on another show I've done.
Well,
and
it
I
was-
saw you at the end of the race, which
Yes.
will not be on another show I've done.
Right. Well, I was part of the party group, so I went with the last group. And
This is called Grateful Folks. It takes off from Men from Magog Trails every year. It's phenomenal.
it is. It's quite, and it is a party, and everybody's having a great time. Smiles all around. And so on the ride, about 10 minutes in, I snapped my chain on my bike. So it took me about 30 minutes to repair that, and then I was back in the race and had a great time.
It's a hard race. Even if you do just one lap, that's 10 miles.
Well, it is. I get help because I do have a Class 1 e-bike, so that helps. But it is still a pretty intense race, but a lot of fun.
I know.
Absolutely a lot of fun. And
After-
everybody's very nice.
After the race, I thought maybe I'll get a motor. What do they call them? Mountain bike. And then I got home and I thought maybe I'll stick to my hybrid, which is flat and a few hills every day.
Yeah.
But,
Well, it's not for everybody, but
No,
it's
because I'm
it's a lot
I'm
of fun.
clumsy.
Well,
There was only one crash and the little boy fell out after the first jump.
Oh.
And he came to me afterward. He said, "Yeah, I went off the first jump and landed badly, but I'm not hurt, not a scratch. I'm fine." I'm like, "Yeah, you too are a Vermonter."
yes.
It's like,
Well, the nice thing about being small, though, is you're not far off the ground when you do fall.
yeah, look who you're talking to. Okay, we're going inside to talk to Janet. Thanks, Mello.
Excellent.
Okay, Janet. Whoa, this is so comfortable. And so just talk amongst yourselves a little. This is comfort at its best, and everything looks so clean.
Well, yeah, it's a small space, so it's not hard to keep clean.
I should know that. I mean, that's right. I open the front door and go, and that's called vacuuming at my house. But how did you come to? Well, how did you meet?
Tell me.
Yeah.
Oh, so I love this story about how we met. I had just moved to Oakland, California, and was renting a house in Oakland. And I had a 10-year-old son.
Was it yours?
Yes.
I just stopped this 10-year-old boy.
Yeah. Well, he was a cute one to find.
Oh, we would.
And so he was out playing basketball in the street with the kids. And he comes in and he's talking about a fella that he met that's playing with him named Mello. And I thought, okay, well, we're in California. You know, we have Oakland, Berkeley, San Francisco. Okay, Mello. But then I find out that he's an adult. And I got, oh my gosh.
Radar went right up.
That's right. An adult named Mello playing with kids. This is trouble. I have got to check this out.
Yeah.
So I went out to check it out and I met Mello. He lived across the street. The kids played basketball at the house right next to him. He worked from home and he'd hear that basketball and he was like Roger Rabbit. He was out there with the kids. And he was, you know, helping them and coaching them and just having a good time with them. And I knew he was harmless.
Yeah.
So that was the beginning of meeting Mello.
And you've been going steady for how long? Well, your son's how old now?
And my son's, so it's been 33 years
Unbelievable.
that we've been together.
That's terrific. And how did you choose this lifestyle, this nomadic lifestyle? You've been doing it for how long now? 20 some odd years?
No, we've been doing it for almost 10.
Oh, okay.
So we were living in New Mexico. And
Yes.
Las Cruces.
I know Las Cruces and Deming.
And Deming.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Very nice.
Very nice. So we're in Las Cruces, the southern part of New Mexico, just above El Paso. And we had this big house, and we had gotten it because we wanted our kids to come visit. We were executives in a business that was a national business, and so people would come in and our house would be used for entertaining. And so we had this beautiful house. Actually, the picture on the back of the slide that you see through the window, the mountains.
Yeah.
Those were our mountains that we could see from every room in the house.
Okay, Silver City?
No. It was the Organ Mountains.
Okay.
They're now a national park. No, a national monument.
Okay. I hope they're going to hang that.
I know. For now. And they're absolutely gorgeous. So we had this big house, which I was tired of cleaning it. You know, we didn't need it for entertaining anymore because we had our own business and we did everything in town because we were just on the outskirts of town by the mountains. And so I wanted to sell the house. And Mello said, well, we're never going to find another house that's small with a view like this. And he was totally right. So he said, if you agree to move into a motorhome, then I'll agree to sell the house. Well, I just thought we'd move into the motorhome for a year, you know, that I'd live up to my end of the bargain. And so we sold the house, and that was in 2015. We settled at the end of 2015. So the beginning of 2016, we moved into a small RV. It was only 24 feet with, I think, one slide. So it was much smaller. And he promised to find us, a bigger one. And a month later, he found this. So that was February of 2016. So we've been living in it. It'll be 10 years in February. It took us a year to wind down our business. And
What's the business, if I may?
it was a solar company.
Fabulous.
We installed solar on houses,
In the Sunshine State.
commercial buildings, government buildings. We were the largest solar installer in the lower part of New Mexico. And so we downsized the business so one of our minority partners could have it. And
Was that the Native American?
he's a New Mexican.
New Mexican and Hispanic?
Hispanic.
Fabulous.
Yes. And he was the electrician. So he had installed all of our systems, and oversaw all the systems when we had two teams. And so he was, well qualified to take his photo.
Well, definitely, and I'm pretty glad you did that because we'll change the subject to minority-owned businesses right now and DEI, which is going by the boards. And equality and inclusion and diversity, as you might not know, or you may know very well, have really helped my life and your life to the point of running your former business and to the point of me being the minority in my last company and learning so much from my Hispanic, Black, you name the minority, the orientation. It was amazing to me to learn so much. They learned nothing from me except how to hide wrinkles by putting a bag over my head. I was the oldest one too, practically. But I'm so proud of your company for including and advancing someone who came to this country as a minority and makes this country better.
Well, we had a very diverse group there. I can believe it. Yeah, and it was a lot of fun. We had a great group. They were super employees, and we had a good time. And we did a lot of volunteer work as a company.
Like Habitat for Humanity sort of thing?
We did some of that because, of course, we had 2 construction crews.
That's what I figured.
So we did Habitat. We donated their services to install solar panels on some nonprofits. We also helped the food pantry on 1 day a week, and each week it would be a different team. We would go and pick up food from the grocery store for the food pantry and deliver it to the food pantry. So we had a
Well, I wonder if this is in Vermont, because Vermont is known for its humanity to one another.
yeah.
I think you add a great deal around here.
Yeah.
Now, the first time I met Janet, I think I mentioned at the beginning of the show, was when I was working on the Northern Stars in Deccan, right? Which I loved. But now they've got younger people to do that, and they're doing a very good job. 3 cheers for Sarah, Captain Robbie, Captain Willie, and Sarah's daughter, who do phenomenal work. And you had just written a book.
Oh, yeah.
And you and your brother,
Mm-hmm.
which I have, by the way. I should have brought it. But it was beautiful pictorial, and it included the letters of your father, which he had written in World War II to your mother, and show the side of your dad you never knew existed. That was the greatest generation, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. So he would have been the same age as my dad.
He was born in 1918.
He would have been a little older than my dad. My dad was born in 1923.
Okay.
But my dad was a letter writer also. And we had boxes of these letters. Wonderful. And boxes of the letters that had come to him that he saved. And when he sold our home in Montreal and remarried after my mom died, they disappeared. Like everything else. And Dad was moving on with his life, and he left some of the best parts of his life behind. And when I read your book, I thought, if I'd only kept those letters from my dad, because I read them. I would hide in the closet and keep opening this box. You had a light in the closet. Oh, what a treat. Yeah, light in the closet. I was always into smaller spaces. So I love closets. And we had so many. And with the old-fashioned slatted ceilings, so the boxes of the letters were here, and there was a light bulb on top, and I would take these letters out and read them. And in my room, I had a slanted ceiling that went into a flat ceiling in my closet. Forget about clothes. I put a table in there and a huckleberry hand lamp and did all my writing in there. And I think that's why I'm so comfortable here.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just like being home for me in this beautiful space. Because I love small. I don't feel like it's small, but
It doesn't feel small, does it?
but it's like being held in the palm of a hand.
Very cozy.
Yeah. Anyway, I hope you write another book. Getting back to you and Mello, and 10 years and selling your business, and now you've traveled, like Mello said, sometimes 100 places a year, and now 50 places a year. You're such a slacker.
Yeah, I know. We're slowing down now.
What brought you to Vermont in the first place?
Let's see, what did bring us? Well, I don't know. Mello plans all the trips, so that's probably more a question for him.
Do you do the driving?
I have been trained, and I can. Mello enjoys doing the driving.
He's a perfect guy.
Well, we don't travel very many hours, so we'll usually travel 2 to 3 hours, and that's it.
Oh, that's enough.
Yeah, we don't do marathons. Like when you're in a car, you could drive. When you're in something this size, you don't drive like that.
Joe, I've got to ask you, what's your mileage? Gas mileage?
I think it's about 10.
10 miles a gallon?
That's about the same as a lot of these pickup trucks you see.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering, because it is pretty huge to have just, 10 miles a gallon. I'm impressed.
Well, and you remember, we drive and then we park the rig and we tow a car behind us. And so we use the car for all of the little trips around town.
What do you drove?
A Jeep.
Well, that's handy.
You'll often see Jeeps behind RVs because they're very easy to tow.
Okay, I think I saw Mello in a convertible at one point, a little sports car. Am I imagining that?
You are. Unless he was riding with someone else.
No, does the Jeep have a removable roof?
Not removable. It does have sunroof, but not removable.
It wasn't Mello then.
It wasn't Melon.
It was in my driveway. It was years ago, and I think I saw Mello in my driveway. But now we can talk about something else that we haven't touched upon, and that's your health. And you've got such good ideas about caring for your health. And how does living in a motorhome help you with that?
Well, I'd say probably the strongest influence is just the variety, that we're constantly going to new places and there's things to do. So we're not sitting at home,
Vegetating.
Yeah. Even if I'm sitting at home reading, which I spent a lot of our ready day yesterday reading, that we do have days like that. But most of the time we are up and we are out, roaming around, going for walks, kayaking. We've got electric bikes. So we love to go to a place where we don't have to use the car and that we can either walk or we can ride our bikes.
Vermont
And the Prouty Beach is one of them.
Yeah. Well, we're on this fantastic bike trip.
Oh, yeah.
You love it?
I love the bike trail.
I had some guests staying at the house, and this morning I took them over to where the bike path is. I'm on one of the bike paths.
Right.
But I'm right beside Bluff Farm. Yeah, so I took them to Bluff Farm and turned them loose in the woods. And then I said, you're on your own. It's romantic. You go ahead. I had things to do at the house. And off they went, and they came back, and they were just skirting Scott's Cove on the path. And they cannot wait to come back and visit because they just said they'd never really experienced that kind of so close to a city, so much in a city, so close to rural, so close to urban existence, and so beautiful.
Oh, I love to just go and sit on one of the benches and just soak it in.
Yeah. I pinch myself. As you can see, my arm is black and blue. Actually, I was bitten by wild animals for one, and so that's all right. Because when we start to frost at the mouth, you'll know why. What else are we going to talk about? We were going to talk about the progression of why you're staying here, how many years, your job, your health. But I was going to get to you because of your health. It's because the vitamins you take and the meditation you do. And you haven't talked to me about your meditation. Out there, I know a lot of you meditate, and a lot of you think that it's a waste of time, and a lot of you do it religiously. I do it just by doing something repetitive, like bike riding, and your mind just wanders. Well, my mind can wander no matter what. It's wandering right now, but you talk about it reverently. So when do you do it?
Oh, I didn't realize so I try to meditate each morning. 5, 10, 15 minutes. Would love to be longer, but Mello is an early riser, so when I get up, I want to get up to be with him. But every Wednesday night, I have a group that we listen to a talk on YouTube by Tara Brach, Tara. Second word, Brach. And she's based out of Washington, D.C. area. And
Oh, good. Something good is coming out of Washington, D.C.
yes, there is some good energy around there.
There has to be,
Yes. And has founded a group called the IMCW, Insight Meditation Community of Washington. And she leads these talks each week.
Is it metaphysics?
There's a lot involved with it. So she does study metaphysics. She was a therapist.
Yeah.
And uses Buddhist philosophy as her baseline.
Very nice baseline.
And obviously lots of mindfulness. And, just there's just so much that she offers. And she offers it in such a way that you just feel honored that she's offering it. She's just very gentle with the way she offers. And then afterwards, we have a discussion group.
Oh, wonderful.
So
Does it cost anything to join?
No, it's all done by what they call Dana, which is donation. So everyone is welcome, and you don't have to pay a cent.
That's funny because I had metaphysics taught at my house every Wednesday night.
Yeah.
We called it the Spook Group in Tulsa, Oklahoma. And Martha Moore, who soon became Martha Moore Stevens, started teaching me on her own because she went to one of my lectures. She read some of my writing, and she came to me after the lecture that I had given, and she said, I know what you're trying to say, but you do not have the vocabulary. You have the feeling, but you don't know how to share it because no one's ever talked to you about it. You just know it exists. And so she started coming to my house just for me on Wednesdays, and then it was just for me and some other people, and then it was just for me and clients. We called it Spook Group. And she'd finish it with a guided meditation. And one of the best ones was when she said, imagine where you're going to be. And go there. Breathe. And I imagined a big white house with green shutters. It was the last meditation before I had the accident and ended up moving to Vermont. And I pictured this beautiful white house with green shutters. And it was, I think, surrounded by snow. And I was in Oklahoma. And then I had the accident and found myself, just after the accident, milking cows in Vermont. And
Was there a house, White House?
I lived
green
in
shutters?
On my birthday, I'd worked at the farm just over a year, and I was 89 pounds, and I had double pneumonia, and I got my $150 paycheck and went up to the grocery store on the corner. I could only drive a couple of miles. It was 2 miles to the grocery store. And as I stepped off my porch, I said, oh, please, God, get me off this farm. I'm dying. Please help me. And I did my groceries for my $150. I always had money left over. And my two little kids, they were in school at that point. And I looked across the road from the grocery store, which was just a corner of Market. And there was a great big white house with green shutters for sale, which I hadn't seen in the entire year I worked there. And the for sale sign was for John Cote, the lender, who was his business was across the road from the big house and kitty corner to the store. So I went over and said, excuse me, how much is that house? And he said, $49,000. And I said, I'll take it. He said, you can't take it unless I show it to you. I said, I'm not allowed ox farm. I'm going to get back to the freeze. I know where you work. I know you have to get back. Come with me. We took a 2-minute tour through the house. I said, I'll take it. And someone else bid a little more. So I had to bid over that. And I finally got it $1 more than the last guy for about $51,001. And lived in it for over 30 years. It was the White House with green shutters. And for that point, that's what I pictured when I was with Martha before my accident. Yeah. So when I think of meditation and guided, or even from your soul, you always, always, always picture what you think you're going to get or what you deserve, and you'll get it. Or even if you think you're just going to get something that'll make the world a better place. So we all have to meditate now on peace and mutual respect and love. And
Compassion. A lot of compassion. There's a lot of people in pain out there.
Yeah.
Some of them, we automatically have compassion for, such as those that are suffering in the wars. But we also need to have compassion for those people that we think are our enemy, because one of the stories that Tara tells that I can just totally relate to is you're walking in the woods and you see an animal over by a tree, and it's like, you're drawn to the animal and you go over to see the animal, but the animal starts being fierce and snapping at you, and so you think, oh, that's a terrible animal. But then you look and you see that the animal has caught its foot in yeah, we don't have that. And so what you do is now you have compassion for that animal. It's a totally different reaction than what you originally had, but it's snapping at you. And so the story tells me that there are people out there that are snapping at us,
But they're hurting. Yeah.
and that doesn't make their snapping okay, but we can have compassion for them.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's beautiful. My grade 7 teacher, Mr. Linton Keynes, married a woman from Germany right after the war. And he was from Newfoundland. And she's from Germany, and they met in Panama. They met at the Panama Canal, actually, when it was being built or something. But I guess in the 50s. And come to find out that when she would pray during the war, please God, deliver us from the hand of the enemy, in German. And in the Newfoundland church that Mr. Keynes would go to every Sunday with his mother, they would kneel and say, please God, deliver us from the hands of the enemy. And if that doesn't cancel each other out, the word enemy is so pointed.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like an arrow.
Right. It separates us.
It damages, wounds us.
Yeah.
And in your travels around the country, do you run into anything like that?
So I'm thinking about our various travels, and we meet a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it's us or what, but I can't recall running into anyone who was an enemy, was mean or ugly to us. Although I would say the only people that were mean or ugly to us were dog owners that weren't controlling their dogs when I asked them to control their dogs. I've had people with their dog barking and coming towards us, and I'm yelling for the owner to please control their dog, because my dogs were afraid, and then the owner would be yelling at me.
Oh, they take it personally.
Yeah, so
That's my father had an expression.
time.
It's so true. My father had an expression: "Love me, love my dog." And he would say that in the weirdest times, like when my brother had a girlfriend and my father would say, "Does she like the family?" And Alan would say, "Well, yeah, I guess, but we're a little different family." And so Dad would say, "Love me, love my dog." In other words, she has to love the family if she loves my brother.
Right.
And it made a lot of sense in many situations to use that expression. But when it comes to dog owners or pet owners who take offense when you're trying to tell them, they are very embarrassed.
When they're breaking the rules.
Their children, their babies, are behaving badly, so it's a reflection on them, and that's how they take it. Like, oh, my doggy's very good, even though he's eating your leg right now. Now, I've been bitten by dogs. And the funny thing is, when I first moved here, I was walking my neighbor's dog with her, and a big truck went by, and her 11-year-old dog, that had never bitten anybody before, put me in the hospital.
Oh no.
Yeah, he kind of grabbed my quad, and I had never felt teeth go down to the bone before. I was on enough IV. I swear to God, I had so much penicillin in me that the next day, I could have dated the entire British fleet if it had landed in Newport. Really, I was so full of antibiotic. A girl can hope. Anyway, as I was going down, she said, "Well, pay your doctor's bills," and he's autistic, and I looked at her, and I'm going down, and I think I love this woman, and her dog is good. And then they took me in, they cleaned me up, and they said, "Would you like us to kill the dog?" And I said, "No." I was, he was frightened. He's 11 years old. He's not used to the road. He just moved here with you. And so they were so responsible. They would not be angry if the dog misbehaved. So that's a very good dog owner. Where they could have said, "Oh, you kicked my dog and he bit your leg." Yeah. But they paid my hospital bills. They did everything. And so there are dog owners who understand the faults of their animals do not reflect on them.
Well, and their responsibility.
Yeah. I love my neighbors. I live in Newport. My neighbors are great. I'm very happy to know you.
Yes.
And not just because you live so nicely and invite me over. Air conditioning.
But you're such an interesting person.
I like to ask the questions. But they're both interesting in a way, aren't we? Because we're interested in life. Yeah. And you never stop learning. And even though I don't travel anymore.
But you've traveled so much and have so many experiences.
I traveled a lot when I was young. Yeah. And the world isn't the same anymore. And I'm a very lazy person right now. To get dressed up, pack a bag, drive to the airport, get on a plane, even though I fly for free for the rest of my life, I just can't be bothered.
Well, we laugh about it because we keep talking about we'd like to go see Europe. We'd like to go over to Australia and New Zealand and Thailand and, just different cultures.
That's why God invented National Geographic, dear. You don't have to go. You just buy a nice glossy 5-color magazine and you're there.
And the thing is, though, is that, we travel like this. So everywhere we go, we've got our own refrigerator with our own food. We've got our own bed to sleep in at night. If the weather changes, like yesterday it was freezing cold, I have all my winter stuff with me. And then today it's warm. I have all my summer stuff with me.
And it's the convenience of having everything at your fingertips. Yeah, I don't want to give that up.
Well, and I cannot imagine, I have. Whenever we do have to pack up a bag and spend a night or two somewhere else, it's like, I don't even know what to bring because I've got everything with me.
Yeah. That's how I feel when I'm in my house.
Yeah.
I have.
But see, we're still traveling and experiencing the world, and we've got everything with us.
My travels take me from my house to the pick and shovel.
But that's a good place to go.
Oh, yeah. And then you can travel the world in the pick and shovel. I call it the 8th wonder of the world.
Yep.
And that's about it. And I'm going to tell you a story. Did you have 2 minutes? You know that I'm clumsy. Everybody who knows me says, "Oh, well, here she comes. Oh, God." But, hide the cutlery. No, not because I'm going to steal cutlery. Hide the china. She's going to break it. I'm just gonna. Yeah, my daughter gave me a knife, and I sent her pictures of the cat hand the same night. And she said, "Oh, Mom, you weren't supposed to use it. Hang it on your wall." Anyway, so where was I going with this story? Anyway,
I read a story.
I can't remember what it was. Whatever it was, it must have been a lie.
Was it about pick and shovel?
Oh, pick and shovel. Yes, I used to bring my children all the way over from East Berkshire when they were a little tiny to the pick and shovel as a day out.
Really?
I did. And they had a parrot named Oscar, so it was like going to the Wild Kingdom. And I love hardware stores. My uncle Archie had a hardware store in Montreal. My dad used to go there on Saturday mornings and drag me along because my dad was always building stuff. He'd drag me along and I'd go through the nails and the screws and everything and just be fascinated by all these things as he talked to Uncle Archie. And, I'm amazed that my dad didn't behead 50 people as he was driving home from Uncle Archie's because he'd usually have this 12-foot board hanging out of his window. "I'm going to build a surfboard." "Yeah, we live in Montreal, Dad. Build a surfboard. Surfs up on St. Lawrence River." Actually, we used them on Lake Memphremagog. But when I go to the pick and shovel, I'm back home. You know, and I think it makes everyone feel that way.
Yeah.
Do you get over there a lot?
Oh, I don't know. Well, we certainly go over for ice cream.
Okay.
Probably more so than buying things inside.
We're going to close and go over to Doug and Tim's for some ice cream. Right? Okay?
Sounds good.
Thanks for watching Life is Good. It's been a pleasure talking with Miss Connick. It's been great. It's Janet Connick. And it's really hard to say that 10 times fast with your teeth out, but try. I really enjoyed this conversation, and I hope you have too. I am so inspired by both of you.
I think it's time for a nap.
Okay, I'll go and get the ice cream. Look at this. Amazing. I am very immobile at this time in my life. I love being home. But if my house had wheels and I had someone to drive it, I could see myself going all the way to Linden Mill. Anyway, thanks for watching Life is Good. And thank you, Kelby, for being the greatest editor known to mankind on this show. For everybody's information, Kelby Rodriguez is the one who puts this show together for me. And every mistake that you haven't seen today was taken out by Kelby. Thanks for watching. See you next week. Mwah.